we do it.
This is how we do it.
Algebra.
This is how we do it.
Okay, guys, this is how we do it. We're moving on with our exciting topic of solving equations with rational coefficients. We've solved equations with fractions, and you guys have done a great job. Of course, fractions are rational numbers. We're moving on to adding fractional parts of expressions with a fraction answer. So let's write down the first equation and let's get started. Okay. So we have 1/5 of the expression 3r minus 4. So we don't have a complete 3r minus 4. We have 1/5 of that. And all of that is equal to 2/5. So as we've learned, we can definitely eliminate the denominators in this equation by doing what? Right, by multiplying by the least common multiple. And the least common multiple here is just 5. So we can multiply 5 throughout the whole equation, which would be the 1/5 and the 2/5. And we would be left with an equivalent equation, because in algebra everything is looked at as a scale, right? And what you do on one side, or it's that side, you can do the same thing on the other and keep it equivalent. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to rewrite 5 times 1/5, and of course, when we take 5 1/5, we get a whole, times 3r minus 4 is equal to 2/5 times 5. Okay, over 1. All right. And our 5's here diagonally can be reduced by the greatest common factor of 5. And we're left with 3r minus 4. Isn't that great? Got rid of the 1/5. And then we have is equal to 2/5 times 5. So before we can evaluate it up here and reduce the 5's, and 2 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 1 is 1, and now we have a regular two-step equation. So we have 3 r's that are reduced by 4. So let's add the 4 back in. And remember, what we do on one side, we have to do on the other side of the equal sign. It's a scale. And so now we have 3 r's is equal to 6. And our goal in algebra is to understand what is the actual value of our variable. So if we have 3 r's, our 6, what is 1 r? So we want to break it into 3 parts. And if we break 3 into 3 parts, we get 1. So we're left with our r. If we break 6 into 3 parts, that's 1, 1, 2, 3, which all of you guys know that, so not too elementary. Okay, so anyway, we have r is equal to 2. Okay, so now let's check. So write the word check, and we're going to go back to the original equation and draw a line here. And 1/5 is equal to 3 times r. So what is our r? 2, right. So let's put a parenthesis, and I know you guys kind of don't feel so comfortable with double parentheses, but what is my slogan? Besides fractions are our friend, our slogan is I'm a big kid now. And we are going to get used to performing operations that may look a little bit more complicated, but really they're not when we practice. Okay. So let's evaluate the expression in parentheses first. And we have 3 times 2 is 6. And 6 minus 4. Close the parentheses. In algebra, it's so important to work going down and just evaluate going down. And to be patient. 1/5 of 6 minus 4 is 2. 1/5 times 2. And let's just go ahead and put 1/5 over, 2 over 1. And look at that. 2 is equal to 2/5. So 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5. 2/5 is equal to 2/5. And there you have it. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to get some practice on your own. Let's write down the next few problems that I'm going to want you to do. And if you are not in class and you are working on this, you'll have an opportunity to complete these problems. Press pause and write them down. And then this next set of problems I want you to do as well, because algebra is all about practice. So you have 3 more problems. Press pause, write them down, solve and check, and you will be good to go. Toodaloo, over and out for now. We're having a great time solving equations, and your 8th grade teachers are going to be so pleased with you and me. Over and out.